Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of this video tutorial series. What we're trying to do in this series is stop users from being able to do certain actions like deleting users from a database table. We're going to force them to log in. And once they've logged in, they'll be able to perform or not perform a variety of different actions in the database. So we're looking at a login page. To help us create this login system, in our database we created a new table called users, and we populated that table with some sample data, their username, their password, and their role. Notice in the sample data, Jackie Jack is a guest, and Mr. Moosey is admin. We're only going to allow admin users to log into the system. So to make that happen, the user has to enter a valid username and password. The system will see if that data is in the database. If it is, the system will also check if that user is admin. If that is fine, the user will be allowed to log into the system. Okay. So for example, Jackie Jack is not admin, so they're not allowed to log into the system. However, Mr. Moosey is admin, and Mr. Moosey will be allowed to log into the system. How does the server know that Mr. Moosey now has a kind of privilege to do special things within the website? Well, that's where we came up with these session variables in the last tutorial, part 1. Anybody who logs in successfully as admin will be assigned a session variable called admin. And we're going to look at how to use these session variables in today's tutorial. Okay, now let's continue where we left off. I'm going to go back to the home. After we log in, I want this text in the nav bar to say log out. That will kind of indicate that we're logged in, if you see what I mean. And if we're not logged in, I want that text to say log in. Okay? So how can we do that within index.php? Well, let's go to index.php. We're going to create a new PHP block. Let's do it after we connect to the database. What we're going to do is we're going to check if that session variable, which we called admin, is set. What it's basically saying is there a session variable called admin? Okay. If there is, that means that somebody logged in successfully. Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot. To start accessing the session variables from a new web page, remember we created that session variable in login.php. But in index.php, we want to use it. We want to look at it. So we need to do a session start. Once we've done that, we're connecting to the session, and then we can go and look at any variables that might be available. So start a session. If there's a session variable called admin, that means we're logged in. So if we're logged in, we want this word in the nav bar to say log out. Okay? So I'm going to create a variable called, let's call it link text, and that will be logout. And we want the link, this link here, to be logout.php. So I'm going to create a variable called link and just say that's going to be logout.php. Now, of course, if this admin session variable isn't set, it means we are not logged in. So in that situation, what we're going to do is set the link text to be login, and we're going to direct the user to login.php. So when we load index.php, this code will determine what to put in here. Okay, so instead of hard coding login here, we're just going to replace that with some PHP. And what we're going to do is echo the link text. Okay, remember the link text is either logout or login. PHP will figure that out and then we'll display the result here. And also, we don't want to hard code login.php. We're going to replace that with a block of PHP, and it's simply going to echo the link. And remember, the link is either logout.php or login.php. We'll let PHP figure that out. Okay, and when it's figured it out, we're going to echo the result into here. So let's see if this works. We're going to save that. Let's go to login. I'm going to log in successfully as Mr. Moosey. Ooh, didn't work. We've lost that that link. So I did something wrong. Let's see if we can figure out what I've done wrong. Oh, I forgot to put the $sign for that PHP variable. Let's save it again, and I'm gonna call directly logout.php because I think I logged in. Let's just log out. Okay, let's try and log in again. Mr. Moosey. Yay! It says log out. That kind of means that I'm logged in. Let's click log out. Yay! Now we can log in again. Okay, let's try and log in as Jackie Jack. Nope. Let's go home. Let's try and log in again. Somebody nonsensical. Invalid credentials. Let's go home. Let's log in again as Mr. Moosey. And we know that we're logged in because it's telling us we can log out. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. By the way, how does this log out page work? When we click log out, now let's go and have a look at the log out code. All it does, it joins the session, it destroys all of the variables in the session and kills the session, and then it just sends us back to index.php. So our logout file is super simple. Okay, that's how it works. Now let's just finish this tutorial by looking at this delete problem. Okay, if I'm not logged in, I should not be able to do this. I'm going to delete Masotho. Okay, now I shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, and this is what we're going to do to stop users who are not logged in from doing any deletions. Okay, let's go into the delete PHP page. This is it. It's not complete, by the way. I was messing around with it and I messed a few things up, which is why we didn't see that delete happen just now. Don't worry about that. That's not connected with what we're about to do. If not is set, that session variable, which we called admin, if you are not logged in, we're not going to allow you to continue. We're not going to load this page, basically. Okay, what we're going to do is send you back. Well, let's do something different. Let's echo you are not admin. And let's give them an opportunity to jump back to index.php and PHP. This is super simple. I'm sure as your skills grow, you're going to find prettier ways to do this. But from a functional viewpoint, this is what we're doing. If you're not admin, there's no admin session variable for you. It means you're not logged in. So we're not going to load this page. We're going to exit. Okay, exit means stop loading the page. Don't do anything. Don't do this. We're not loading anything new. Okay, we're just going to get this far in the page load. So let's save that and see if it works. I'm not going to log in. I'm going to go try and delete something. You are not admin. Let's go home. Let's log in. So I'm logged in. I know that because this is telling me to log out. Let's try and delete. Oh, you are not admin. Okay, let's go home and see if we can figure out what the problem is. Oh, do you remember? If we want to access session variables in our page, we have to join the session. Join the session. Then we can start to process session variables. So let's try again. I'm going to log out. I'm going to try and delete. You're not admin. Let's go to login. Apparently we're logged in. Let's go to delete. Yeah, now it's going to let me delete things. Okay. Now, I don't have a logout option here because I haven't updated this navbar. I only updated the home page's navbar. So up to you if you want to add similar logic to the delete.php page. But let's just go home. Let's log out. And let's try and delete again. No, we're not allowed to. So there's a brief introduction to how to control access to web pages using session variables.